South Texas Amateur Tour Podcast, The Power Hour, with your hosts, Travis Silkowski, Michael Emanuelian, Casey Graham, Jason Bird, and Brad Gilbert.
What is going on? South Texas Amateur Golf Tour, MD here. Really fun show for you guys tonight. Lots to talk about. It is, of course, that time. It is time for San Pedro Matchplay. Tonight, the Wheel of Destiny will determine our first round pairings. Of course, San Pedro Matchplay kicks off Saturday, first tee time at 2:30, and that runs all day on Saturday afternoon from 2:30 on, and back at it for a 7 a.m. tee time on Sunday. So tonight, the Wheel of Destiny will guide us as we find out champ first, second, and third flights pairings. We'll talk a little bit about that. But before we get to the Wheel of Destiny, we need to talk about Cedar. So we're going to recap Cedar, talk about the golf course, talk about our winners, and really have a good night. Now, well, it's already been leaked. If you're in the chat or in the comments, we do have a return. A return of someone who we haven't seen in a long time. Of course, he only shows up for the big events. But he is going to be kind of helping lead the charge tonight, which means I get to sit in back and I get to spin the wheel and I get to fill out brackets. So without further ado, let me welcome back to the program, Jason Bird.
I'm back. It's good to be back.
It is good to have you back. You look like you're feeling QI 35 and DS Adapt.
It's actually Chi 35.
Okay. Well, Jason Bird, welcome to the program. It's been a hot minute since we've had you on board. A lot has
First show
changed.
of 2025, I think.
First show of 2025, and maybe one of the first shows in the last 6 months plus. I don't know.
I don't know if it's that long, but it's definitely the first of this calendar year.
You were certainly active on the horse race video when we went live. I guess that counts.
I definitely did the STMPC podcast.
Yes.
That was in November.
You were there for that live at the range. So okay, it's our first time seeing you in 2025. It's been a long 2025 already. So Jason Bird joining us. Jason, what brought you back to the show tonight? What's got you all excited that you chose to be here?
You mentioned I only show up for big events, and there is a lot of big events happening here with the tour. You know, just because I'm not on the show doesn't mean I'm not involved in the tour, right?
That is correct. If people understood what you do in the background.
Yes, I'm here every day. I promise. But San Pedro Matchplay is my favorite event of the regular season. I absolutely think it's so much fun, and it is disappointing that I cannot be in it this year. I unfortunately will be leaving at 2 a.m. to drive my mother to Florida, and I will miss this event in its entirety.
That is unfortunate. Are you still the only person to have a back-to-back win at Cedar or at
Did Dustin do it?
I know Dustin's won multiple times, but I don't know if he did it back to back.
Yeah, I don't know if he did it back to back or not, but definitely felt good to do it back to back.
It is a tough feat, but the talent and the level of skill has only gotten better on tour. It's a hard thing to do. Andre Ramirez is going to have his work cut out for him as he rolls in this weekend. Now, joining the show, I mean, it looks like he's had a haircut and a shave to some extent. Please welcome Officer Gilbert.
What's up,
Officer
man?
Gilbert.
Officer Gilbert, because of the mustache?
The mustache, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What's up?
What's up, Bradley? How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. Doing great. I didn't know how to follow that entrance from Jason. So I just didn't know what to do with my hands. So I just did this.
Don't know
What do I do
with
with my hands? What do I do with my hands? That's always
well,
the number one thing for me on this show is what do I do with
Exactly.
my hands?
That's yeah. And I'm a fidgeter, so I'm always moving.
I got a golf tee here from the preserve that I'm fidgeting with.
Damn.
Wow, fancy. That's why I keep it a little bit more locked in.
Yeah.
Here,
like
you
that.
can't see me messing with my face.
Yeah. I'm not nipping, am I? No.
I wish. Guys, we all participated this weekend. Travis will be joining the show shortly. He is driving home right now, doing some work with the tour. He was at San Pedro earlier, and that's where he's coming from. But the three of us participated. The three of us played. Maybe didn't play our best, but we did play nonetheless at Cedar Creek this weekend. Let's get initial thoughts on the golf course itself. I personally had not seen the golf course. That was my first time playing it since they closed, or since whenever the last time we had a tournament there was. What did you guys think? What did you guys think of the tournament? What did you think of the course setup? I mean, Bird, let's start with you.
I mean, whoever's setting them tee markers 2 inches from the back of the tee needs to be shot straight in the face.
Right.
That's where we're going to start out with.
Right.
Otherwise, the golf course is in phenomenal condition. I like all the underbrush clearing they did. I like all the brush clearing they did. The Zoysia bunkers look very nice. I think Zoysia is a very hardy grass. Travis can come in here and tell me I'm wrong, but I believe that is a good choice of grass for that application. Otherwise, I thought the course was most excellent.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty damn impressed. I mean, it was nice to see some of the adjustments they made. A couple of things I wish they had done, but I would have loved to have seen them try to level out 18 a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit.
I thought they did a good job there.
Well, I think they still did a good job defending and making sure that the ball held up. Like, I didn't have any issue with it, but like Bart Wilson hit a really nice tee shot. It ricochets.
Mhm.
It did not go nearly as hard right as it could have on what we've seen in previous years, but still just didn't hold the fairway for him, and that certainly is a pain.
So his got down into the wood chips?
No,
Just in the rough on the right.
just in the rough on the right.
Okay. That was the intent, right? Is if you want to, so the intent of that is if you want to be hitting from the fairway, lay up. Otherwise, you're going to hit it out of the rough. And I was going to say all 3 or all 4 of the guys in my group hit driver up there, and we're all in like the rough basically.
See, I was very surprised because I hit my driver, and I mean, we knew Bart's went right, but we got up to mine. I was pleasantly surprised. I managed to keep the fairway. I was probably 9 feet right, or 9 feet left of the right side fairway, or right side rough. I managed to hold the fairway, but it was still very interesting. Just watching how that ball was still kind of moving down those fairways.
I just can't tell. Honestly, I can't tell if they did level out that grade or not. It's been so long since I've been to Cedar, but it felt like it was a little more level, and
It definitely had more grass.
it definitely has more grass.
And I think
I couldn't
that's
tell.
a piece
I've been there
of it.
twice now, and I
Yeah.
just can't tell if they actually did maybe level it out a degree or two. I don't know. I know that the 2 times I've played it now, so I've seen 7 tee shots go down there, and none of them are ran into the trees, and that's all I care about. When it
Yeah,
ran into the trees, that was
absolutely.
total bullshit.
Yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure. You might be in the rough, but you got an open shot, no tree limbs in your way.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the course. I mean, again, for not having seen it, and having that be the first time I played it, since we were last there before it shut down. Really, really, really fun.
And I'll just
Jeff
say,
Wern, very
yeah,
clever pins. I thought the pins. I thought we did a pretty good job there. We picked some good spots. Um, I think one of the shots I really appreciated was right off the bat off of number one. I loved how they made that back piece of the green bigger
Well, so
and
all the
make it
greens
more of
are
a
returned to their original design, right? So that
yeah.
was always meant to be there, and they just lost it. It's the same thing on what I know is four. What is that now? That is 13.
Yeah.
That whole green lost a third of it after for like the last 6 or 7 years. So
Yeah.
it was good to see that back tiers back. Predictably so, nobody got it back there. Everyone was putting up that hill.
On what hole?
Both 13 and 1. I mean, I don't think anyone got it back there on either of those holes.
I think Bart drove the green on one and then chipped it up just to the very top before it could roll down. And
Dude,
then I think
Bart's
all
on
three,
that man. Bart's on that whale spray or whatever. What is that?
That's
Whale semen? That's like
I don't
strong
know.
right there. That's like
Is that off the
I-
cart path or what?
I one hopped. I think it did catch the cart path. I
Okay.
one hopped it.
That's
I
like
landed right in
yeah.
front of the pin and one hopped over and off the back.
I'd
We
Bart
had-
Wilson. I might have hit the cart path 3 times. I'm just saying.
And
But
then
I will say real quick, and the played a practice round the day before on Friday, and the difference in the greens from Friday to Saturday was a night and day. I mean, it was so much faster on tournament day on Saturday.
I can't imagine how slow they must have been before because those greens were and I don't want to take anything away from the greens themselves. I thought they rolled really nicely. The lines I read and the lines I putted on were good, but good friggin' Lord, those were not at all fast. If those were
Really?
rolling
You
at
didn't think they
tens,
were?
if those were at tens, I was surprised. I couldn't believe how slow they were.
Yeah, maybe it's just because I played it the day before and it was super slow. But yeah, I thought it was on the quicker side.
I felt like they picked up just a scotch on the backside, maybe coming down the stretch.
Yeah.
As it got a little bit warmer, the wind picked up. They dried out maybe a little bit more, but golly, those greens felt slow to me. But I thought they were great still. I mean, no issue.
I definitely thought they were not fast. I don't know if I'd ever say they were slow like you are, but I definitely would never say they were fast. Either way,
No.
downgrade, uphill, downhill, none of those felt out of control.
Yeah.
I had a couple I didn't get to the hole, but they had giant slopes, and that was predictable. I would never say it was fast, but I don't think I would ever say they were slow. I think they were comfortable. They were a holeable speed for sure.
Yeah.
Especially the last 3 rounds I was coming out of. I was playing some quick greens prior. I was playing defensively for 3 rounds, and this one I could be a little more aggressive.
Well, I think that's where my game has been. I think, especially towards the end of the season, we were playing golf courses that were lightning greens, and I only play golf when I go to a tournament, unless we're traveling. So I really don't see greens that often, other than practicing at home, whatever. But from a golf course on course thing, I'm used to super fast greens lately. So it was definitely kind of. I made the adjustment. It was fine, but it was.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely. You scared me when you texted me. You're like, "Oh, they're rolling fast. They're going to be rolling fast," and I'm like.
Dude, he's just fucking with you, bro. Like he's in your fucking head. He's getting right here.
But to Casey's point, like if you got to the left side of the hole on number 3, I mean, you can't tell me that wasn't a slow putt. That was lightning.
Left side of 3. I mean, I was on the back. I was back left, and I putted it down. I came up short. I didn't even get to the hole. I honestly, I didn't get to the hole.
But I will say that I thought, I think viewers of this podcast heard me say that I expected the scores to be high, but I mean, they were lower than I thought they were. I
think I predicted 2 under was going to be low score. I think even ended up being low. Yeah. I mean, the golf course, it was a golf course. It's one of those things. Like I think people played the golf course well, but I mean, all it takes is two. All it takes is one bad shot, one bad hole. I mean, I shot 10 over with a triple and a double and no birdies. Like, it
Not
was
seeing
two
the
stupid
course
holes on
before,
the day.
not really seeing the greens before. That's impressive.
I mean, I went in with a strategy to not hit driver, and
Mm,
I
that
was
still didn't
pounding.
help. I shot 51 in the front, not hitting driver. So
Ah,
I don't. Anyone who tells me they got Cedar Creek figured out. I mean,
yeah,
I had a couple bad breaks, and that's golf. Whatever. I hit a couple bad shots too. It happens, but
like
I
every good drive I hit had something we like on, what was it, 14? Is that par five? I put it down the hill to 180 out,
yeah,
and I couldn't have picked a worse spot because it's literally like that tree is right in the line. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm still having to punch and
yeah.
try and catch the green. Okay.
Did you hit
And
the cart
say,
path too?
no,
No,
no, I did not.
just kidding.
Bart and I were both shocked when we pulled up because we had 3 golf balls in the fairway, and then
Yeah,
we had one way down there.
that's deep.
Good old left dash.
Oh,
Nice.
I mean, those fairways are absolute concrete. That might be
Yeah,
the worst
Thanks.
part of the golf course is that it's just, I mean, there's grass there, but it is concrete.
Oh yeah, I
You're
mean,
not,
I knew that was the only way I could have gotten down there. I think I carried the second hill
yeah,
on the right side, and then it just kicked off and went straight back down, which was
I
great.
had to like firm up my grip and all that just to hit irons off the fairway and whatnot. I don't know how people make their adjustments to that, but like my
I
normal swing, if I do my normal swing the way I hit off those fairways, everything will squirt right. It'll just squirt
yeah,
right. So I really got to firm up my lead hand and keep that face square.
I mean, I pick the ball. I don't really
yeah.
take a huge divot, but
It's right up
unless
your
I'm
alley. Yeah,
so playing off that always kind of feels good to me. Like, that's why I like when we go to play golf courses where there is fairway. I'm like, oh my god, it's like I'm teed up.
yeah. It's
Uh,
nice.
but yeah, golf course was tough. Golf course certainly posed a challenge, I think, for everybody. And to your point, Bert, it's like I think people had the mentality of like, I don't want to hit driver, but we also had a lot of tee boxes that said, well, you're going to hit driver. I think about 8 playing all the way in the back, and going, like driver 7 would.
You definitely got to hit driver there. I mean, I don't know how many people grab 3 wood out of their bag, and I was like, "Hey, tee box over there."
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and hit driver now.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, there were a couple of holes out there that needed a driver. I think if you were confident enough and you trust your driver enough, there were some other ones you could play it on and try and take advantage of. As long as you hit the right shot. Like, I think about 15. Like, everyone had driver. Everyone's like, we're gonna take a poke at it. Bart and I both flew the fairway and went over, or we flew the cart path dead straight.
yeah.
And both were in just terrible spots. But I mean, some really cool pins. Thought the golf course looked great. Let's talk a little bit about our winners. I don't know if one of you guys has the scorecard or has the winners and loser or winners pulled up. Sorry, we don't have any losers here.
Yeah.
Uh,
I can pull it up.
Perfect.
I'm a loser.
I texted Brad. Like, I left. If you saw me on Saturday, I was fighting something, but my voice was completely gone, and so I headed out after my round and texted Brad because I was like, "You motherfucker!" I was like, "We're not playing on a team anymore. You weren't supposed to tie me and get third net." I'm like, I was looking forward to us having some separation.
I was trying to birdie the last 4 holes, but
I look at
couldn't do
the points list, and I'm like, oh, we're just
yeah,
right back together still.
team golf, baby. Let's go.
Team golf, baby.
We're going to the top together.
But you know what? It changes again after this weekend.
Yeah,
We ain't
exactly.
getting the same points this weekend.
Big 300 pointer right here. Let's go, San Pedro.
I mean, I sat out at the range today for about 2 hours, just
Uh-oh.
throwing darts at my
Must be nice.
flag
That sounds
sticks
great.
out there.
I want to do that. Let's do that.
You know what? I sat at my office for 5 hours this morning, did about $80-something thousand in sales, and said, you know what? I'm good for the day.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go.
Lit.
I'm okay
Got
to go
ourselves a
take.
badass over here.
Well, I gotta do 2.5 million this half, so 80 grand and doing a whole lot of damage for me right now. So I had a good day, so I'm like, I'm just gonna go go knock out some range time. Especially with it being rain. And you guys had it nice. San Antonio was like 60 degrees and at least a little sunny. We were in the
It got
40s and
sunny in the
raining all
afternoon.
day.
It
It
got
got
sunny,
sunny
but
here in the
man,
afternoon.
It was
at my boys'
40
tennis
and
match.
it was like 48 and rainy when Travis called me. I'm like, yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
flipping wedges right now on the chipping green. He's like, oh, it must be nice. I'm like, no, it's fucking cold. Welcome to the show, Travis Sokowski.
What up, everybody? How are y'all?
What's up?
Good.
Very
We were,
nondescript with the sunglasses.
We were
I am certainly on the fly. I definitely missed pre-show warm-ups. I was down at San Pedro. I apologize for the delay, everybody watching. What I missed? Where are we at?
we are
We're
we're gonna
about to
jump
start
into
spinning
winners.
wheels and stuff.
Oh my
No,
gosh,
we're gonna-
the Cedar recap is great.
Yeah.
Cedar Creek was
We-
amazing.
We need to talk about our winners from Cedar, though. So
Winners.
if
Terrific.
if you guys would, someone give me the winners from each flight. I will.
I'll let
certainly pull
Brad do that. Before, as long as we're still on the Cedar subject. Oh my gosh! Shout out to Bart Miller, Mike Champagne, and the Alamo City Golf Trail for the job on the renovation and the longevity plan to keep it good. Led by PGA professional Mike Champagne and golf course superintendent Bart Miller. That team, I have no doubt that is the right team, and it's really cool.
I
Mike.
think you
I
said
think he's such a
three
good dude.
very important letters there, Travis. And, I think it's something to call out that the trail is turning these golf courses over to PGA professionals. So they're putting the investment in getting PGA professionals to run these golf courses. I think you're going to see improvements in how they're operated and how the conditions are. We all see the post. No one's putting their head in the sand. I think the trail realizes it, and they're putting their money where their mouth is. We're going to get those three little letters behind a lot of these course managers and get some head professionals at these courses.
I was joking about this with Kevin Molyneux from the trail last week, that there are more PGA professionals now. And I wasn't joking. I mean, it was an awesome conversation, right? It was like an celebratory conversation, that there are more PGA professionals employed now at the Alamo City Golf Trail than any time in the history of the trail organization from 2007 to now.
It's fantastic.
And I think that is a really big credit to Andrew Peterson's leadership. To Jason's point, recognizing the value of the PGA professional, being involved with the South Texas section, and really, really, really enhancing the golf experience at the municipal level across the whole city. Just what we have in San Antonio for municipal golf courses blows the socks off of competing cities the same size.
And yeah, I mean,
I agree.
it's fun to be us. We get to play on great golf courses. We're actually welcome at golf courses, which not everyone can say that. And so it's a fun feeling.
I
So
think it's awesome to get involved with the section too, Trav. I recently did my first section events and whatnot, and there's so many smart people there. The section can help everybody. I think getting involved there, getting the trail known and assimilated with the section is also a great idea.
I agree completely.
I agree completely. Let's guys,
I mean, listen, I don't know how to rebuttal that. I just agree completely.
I agree completely. Gentlemen, I don't want to sound pushy, but the StreamYard, our platform that we use to host the show, gives us a 2-hour limit on these shows, and we are at 26 minutes. We need to move through our winners.
I will use every
at
second
Cedar.
of that limit.
I have no doubt, which is why we started early.
That's right. That is
So
right.
So let's get on to the show. Let's get these winners up, and let's get this going, because I know everyone out there watching, unless they won this weekend, this past weekend is really here to see the Wheel of Destiny.
The
Yeah,
winners
sure.
of those guys. Let's spin the wheel,
Yeah.
damn
Woo!
it.
Let's see those victory
Spin the
cookies.
Mesa,
Let's
Jeff
see those
Wern,
victory cookies first.
all excited. They're talking, and
Blah,
because they
blah,
won.
blah. All I hear is sandbagger. Spin the wheel.
We're gonna do second flight last. We're gonna do
Yeah,
second flight last.
second flight goes last.
Start with
Casey, I
fifth
can
flight?
confirm 90 did not win champ flight, first flight, second flight, third flight, fourth flight, maybe fifth.
Well, let's get into it. You want to start with fifth flight?
Let's start with fifth flight.
All right, fifth flight on the net side with a scorecard playoff. Emmanuel Vasquez with a 2 under 70 round on the net
I
side.
love that hat. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm happy we're doing this now. I love that hat.
That's awesome. Good play, Emmanuel. And then on the gross side of fifth flight, what is that? A 8 shot victory?
Oh
Oh
my
my
goodness.
God.
Yeah, heck yeah. Somebody's starting to
87.
play good.
Yeah, he's putting a lot of work in. I'm not surprised to see this. The results are coming now for Mr. Greg Richter.
And that is his
G-Rick.
first tour win as well.
Good stuff, man.
That belt's loud.
And he is certainly putting in the effort
For sure.
and the grind sessions to get better. This is, Brad used a great word. This is not unexpected, but it is expected that Greg is moving out of fifth flight.
And it's also expected that, you know what, he's putting in a lot of effort. He's playing well. Well, guess what? Cedar's his golf course now.
Exactly.
So he should also be able to go
That
play
is a
there pretty
good
well.
point.
He's gonna be.
So,
Everything else is gonna be so easy.
We'll see you at Northern, Greg.
Yeah. Yeah.
On
Greg
to
playing great.
Cincinnati.
Good playing, buddy. Congrats on that W. I know he was pretty damn excited about it.
Yeah,
He
that's
really
awesome,
was.
man.
He
I'm excited
really
for him.
Certainly the first share on Facebook immediately. It was bam, bam.
Yeah.
This is the first sign up of every tournament. He beats MD. It's nuts.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, oh no. Challenge accepted. Oh,
It's true though. It's true.
We need to give out
I
a
mean-
cookie for first signups.
I love that.
First signups get like a 2-stroke lead on the field.
Oh, yeah.
Dang.
If you sign up 6 weeks in advance,
I
you
mean,
get a free 2 strokes.
I'm sorry. If you're
Nice.
winning by 8 strokes, you don't need the other 2.
Yeah.
Okay, moving
All right.
on.
Moving on, fourth flight on the net side with a 4-stroke victory, shooting a 61 net. Oh, I'm sorry. I almost messed that up. Come on the net side.
Way to
My
pull it in,
man,
baby.
7 under 65. My man, Dale Beavers.
Dale.
3-stroke victory on the
Did he
net
shoot a
side.
61 or a
The
65?
elusive
Yeah,
Dale
61
Beavers.
is 61 is sandbagging for sure.
That was
100%.
my bad.
Okay, that was Brad's
bad.
bad. No
Yep.
sandbaggers.
Yeah.
Just sand beavers.
We don't have
Oh, Jason Bird with the humdinger. Woo!
So Dale basically called it before the round. I was talking to Dale, and man, he said he was feeling it and he's playing good. I'm not surprised. So 3-stroke victory for Dale Beavers on the net side. Good job, Dale.
the elusive Dale Beavers. Can't get a
Yeah.
picture of him.
We'll find him. All right.
No one's ever seen him in the same room as Batman, so
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I've heard.
All right. On the gross side for fourth flight, shooting an 82, 10 over par, Mr. Bill Blake.
that's
So
12
Bill was
strokes
the
better than
11
me.
under net.
That is Peter Snadden, but
God, I
he
got
looks slightly like Bill Blake. That's Jay Hine.
that's
Okay,
Jay
well, I'm-
Hine for sure.
We definitely do not have a photo of Bill Blake either.
I think we
Dang,
missed
your
the
fourth
flight.
flighter.
Yeah,
That's my
that-
favorite
yeah.
game.
I'm, as you can tell, I'm not familiar with everybody.
All right, Bill, you got to win
You did
again
great.
so we can get
I
your
love the
picture up
extra
there.
viewing.
Yes, I love
Bill?
Jay Hine.
It's just motivation for Bill to win again so we can get his picture up here. All right, so third place net. Here we go. 2-stroke victory with a 65 net and an eagle on number 1, Art Mesa.
Tiger Woods.
There he is.
Eagle on number 1.
Eagle on
Can
number
I get a
1. Chip-in
recount?
eagle. Was it a chip-in eagle or putt? Did he
I
drive
didn't
it?
know how this
It
happened.
was an 8-iron dunk.
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
From the
straight in
fairway.
cup?
Yes, right in.
Yes.
Okay,
No.
so it was really a 6-iron.
Well, I thought it was a chip in, but somebody later told me it was a full swing shot from
Yeah.
the fairway.
Yeah, I
5-iron
heard
from
chip-in as well.
230.
Yeah,
8 irons
Casey
up, man.
confirmed. Casey was at the scoring table. That's an 8-iron dunk for Art Tiger
Dunk.
Mesa for another victory cookie.
Man,
Art, just do that on every hole next time, man. Come on.
right?
Art's going to be moving up.
He has the Sunday
Yeah.
red hat. That's the first one I've seen. I approve.
Yeah.
He's got the Sunday
right.
red shirts. He's got the Sunday red
shoes.
shoes.
Yeah.
He's
He's
he tried out.
He's
He
another
gave
tour
good a
golfer.
chance, but went right back.
He's another tour golfer that's been around the tour scene for a while. Made his first match play team last
sir.
season.
Yes, sir.
Played well the first two
Played really
events.
well.
He's up there in the leaderboard. Listen, he's getting better. He's putting in the grind. He's putting in the practice work. Art Mesa's a name I really think we're going to be mentioning a lot this year.
I agree. I think making the team, getting over that hump, is just going to accelerate the growth from there. So
It does something to your mentality when you make
exactly. Yeah,
Absolutely. Halfway through, Brad Gilbert. Halfway
All
through.
right.
Good job.
Here we go. Third flight on the gross side. Dang it. I was going to wait for this. I wanted this one to be very last in at the 2 hour mark. But we'll go and call it third flight gross with a score of 80, Mr. Jeffrey Wern.
Oh, Mr. Moving
What's
on to
his
the
net
second flight.
score? I
Look
would
at
like
this
to
guy.
see.
Yeah,
I was
his
like,
net
yeah,
score is like a
believe.
61.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I mean,
He would not have won the flight net.
Yeah, 67. He was
Yes.
67.
okay,
hard
perfect. All
69.
right.
So
Yeah,
take a deep
so-
breath on the bags of sand in the
Yeah.
comment section.
They feel just like bags of sand.
So I played the practice round on Friday with Jeff, and
When you
and
shot
Nick.
even with 5 birdies.
Yeah.
Well, it's not about me. It's about Jeff.
Showed up great with that on Saturday.
But man, he's so consistent. I believe this is his first cookie. You need to chime in, Jeff, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is his first cookie. He's been trying to get one for forever. It's good to see the old man finally get a cookie. So,
Woo! Senior tees for life, baby.
Yeah.
He's for life.
yeah, but seriously, great playing, Jeffrey. I saw that coming after seeing him on Friday. He's playing really well right now. All right, so second flight net with a one-stroke victory, pretty close, with a 68 net, Mr. Peter Snadden. That's
These are the kind of
140
net scores I
points
like to
over
see
there.
right now.
There we
Yeah,
go.
for
I
real.
love that. I love that. And look at that flight. If you're looking at the leaderboard,
It's tight.
It's 68, 69, 69, 70, 70, 71, 71, 72. It's like bam, bam, bam. It's right there. These middle flights, the handicaps are so tight. They're just amazing, amazing competition. First, second, third, fourth flight were separated by no more than 4 shots. It's awesome.
That is awesome. Yeah, that's really great plans, Peter, with a one-stroke victory on the net side. On the gross side, second flight, this is pretty cool. With a 79, broke 80, Mr. Jay Hine.
What's his net score?
69, one stroke
Ooh,
off
nice.
first. Yeah.
Yes,
Man,
Think he did that on purpose?
You know,
That was his first time that the wife caddied for him, pushed
Yeah.
the push cart all the way. I thought that was really cool.
I mean, I'm not
Props
surprised
to
to
him
see.
for walking too.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not surprised to see
Oh, he
Jay.
won while walking. That's amazing. I just realized that.
I'm not
Birdie free
surprised.
79.
7
Is
pars
that
on
really
the
a
back
birdie
nine.
free 79? Oh my
7
god.
pars on the back 9. A blemish on 10 and a blemish on 13. But other than that, 8 pars. I mean, that's fantastic playing.
And
Yeah.
Is
that's
that the
Jay,
best round of the day?
that's Jay
Considering
Hine.
all the factors?
That's Jay Hine in a nutshell. He's one of the most consistent golfers I've ever played with. And I'm not surprised to see him at the top. So that's really cool. Really cool to see. But one stroke victory, 79, Mr. Jay Hine for first place, second flight gross. Great play, man. All right, on to the first flight on the net side. Oh, man. Four-way scorecard playoff on the net side. Shooting a 69, Mr. Kevin Davidson.
Victory cookie winner.
Oh, I
Kevin
played with that guy. I
No.
played with that guy.
I like that
Yeah.
shirt too.
I
Yeah,
do
that's
too. I
awesome.
commented on the fit on Saturday at
Yeah,
Cedar.
really good plan, Kevin. Managed to squeak through the playoff, scorecard playoff. One of those guys was Francisco Guerrero, who I played with in my group. He played really well. But yeah, great playing, Kevin. That's awesome. Then on the gross side, First Flight, also scorecard playoff, a two-way scorecard playoff. Coming out victorious with a 77, which is pretty good. Danny Lee.
Doesn't even live here anymore. What's he doing? He should be playing at Haga.
What, did he come in from Houston already?
Oh man.
I think he's kind of commuting a little bit right now.
I think
his wife's
that
already there.
there should be a tax winning back to the house for traveling in here.
Wow, Dan! I did not know that was a now thing. If Danny, if you're in the comments,
He's here.
tell us how far you traveled. Danny Hagali, I love that. Marshall Villasenor flies in from Dallas.
That's amazing.
And now we got Danny Lee taking the puddle jump from Houston Hobby.
You think Danny's taking the PJ or is he flying commercial? I mean, he's a big shot.
Yeah, it's private jet for sure.
You know what he needs to do at the end of the season? However many points he has, if he doesn't make the team, he sells those points off.
Yes,
man, I'd be willing to.
Oh, can you sell points like credit card points?
I don't know.
That is an inaccurate statement. Completely.
Okay, you can't do that.
I would like to comment.
Travis, new revenue stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like to comment that 3 of us on the screen have kids and don't have a PJ. One person on the screen doesn't have kids and has a PJ, and that is the same scenario for Danny Lee. Just saying.
So what you're saying is don't have kids.
Don't have kids if you want a PJ.
Yeah.
Maybe he has just a PP, like a private plane, a little turboprop or something.
Oh, you said PJ.
A little TPPP.
Yeah, a little Cherokee, like a little Piper or something like that.
All right,
moving on.
Let's get back on track. Championship flight.
MD's trying to keep us on a timeline, and we're totally screwing that up.
Jesus.
All right.
This was supposed to be a 20-minute thing.
Yeah. All right. Champ
we
flight.
are so fucked.
Champ flight. 5-stroke. No, I'm sorry. 1-stroke victory on the champ flight net side. Mr. Caden Wiley with a 70, 2 under 70 on net.
I don't have a picture of him.
No picture?
Awesome,
all right, Caden.
awesome tour debut.
Nice.
Just missed the gross victory cookie by 1 shot.
Yeah.
Over the gross cookie winner, which we'll see in just a minute. But so cool to have names like Caden Wiley, Scott Stark, Steve Investor, Brian Holden. I mean, those are cool names to see in the field, which last week we said was the strongest field in individual stroke play tour history. I mean, that was awesome.
That is awesome.
Almost second flight, Jason Bird.
Soon to be for sure.
Second flight.
Listen, Brian Holden came up to me at T-Line at TPC and called me a sandbagger, and then we both promptly shot 90, so he could suck it.
I did.
Right.
I want you to know that player A did send an email questioning handicap dispersion, and I did reply. In his email, he cited Jason Bird's normal casual play at TPC, and I replied that tournament play for Mr. Bird will score very differently. Just pay attention to the final leaderboard.
Trail courses during tournaments are very different.
It is much easier to score better at TPC than Cedar Creek, that's for sure.
Okay, let's get this last one so I can start the Wheel of Destiny. We only have an hour and 29 minutes.
All right, so champ flight, gross side. Let me tell you about every single one of his holes. I'm going to go through the scorecard, talk about every single hole.
All 4 of his holes?
All right, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, MD. So champ flight, gross side, shooting an even par 72, Mr. Brian Dishman, and that is 4 birdies at Cedar Creek. Woo! Only one other person in the field had 4 birdies at Cedar Creek.
And still shot 80 plus.
But great playing, Brian. Great playing, everybody.
Plateau Hombres return to.
Freeman told me he was like a professional, a stud. It was the word.
He took last year off. I'm not sure what he was doing, but he came back jacked. We need to get him a bigger shirt.
Yeah, I mean, that outfit is not great. He can do better.
I mean, Did he get jacked or did he just buy a smaller, tighter shirt? Because I do that too.
I don't know the answer to that question, but all right.
I mean, I used to have that.
He carried his bag too.
Officially, spring event number 3 is in the books. Congratulations to the Victory Cookies. Those Victory Cookies are Victory Cookie winners. Congratulations to the Victory Cookie winners. Those Victory Cookies are brought to you by Laura Lewis and the Cake Place and more. Find her on Facebook. Her stuff is amazing, which you can see here on the podcast by the Victory Cookies week in and week out. MD event 3 is in the books. Take us away, hostess of the mostess. Everybody, MD is here. This is the best podcast show of the year right now. Here it is, everybody. MD.
I'm here.
Well, Jason Bird's here. This is, I said it in the text before. No one gives a shit that I'm here. It's going to be Jason Bird. And shockingly enough, we have some of the best viewership we've had in a while. So, again,
it does frustratingly coordinate with good viewer numbers when Jason's on the show.
Now, to be fair, he only shows up for the good, like the big shows.
Yeah, I don't
The
know.
cherry picking.
He's a fucking podcast sandbagger. And
Or a sand beaver.
Sand beaver.
Sand beaver.
so, okay, moving on, guys. We are now officially moving into the San Pedro Matchplay event. Event number 4 taking place this Saturday, kicks off at 2:30. It's going to be pretty cool. But we know we're playing, but we don't know who we're starting out against. It's always nice to know whose ass you're going to go try and kick on a Saturday afternoon. So that being said, we have we used to do it a little bit differently, but over the last few years we've enlisted the help of the Wheel of Destiny. The Wheel of Destiny is merciful, it's just, it's fair, and it has helped us create pairings for many years now. And joining us live, the Wheel of Destiny.
Woo! The Wheel of Destiny.
There you go.
I am taking
Wheel of
side gambling bets in my text message right now. So I'm giving odds, whoever wants to text me.
So we are going to we're going to start with Third Flight. I am going to be working the bracket and getting the bracket as well. Once we get through the flight, I will have the bracket up on screen for everybody to see.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is fabulous. Jason, myself, and Brad are just going to get to sit back and color commentate while MD runs the show and the wheel and documents the matches top to bottom.
I don't really see how that's different from any other fucking show. So pretty sure everyone just sits back while I do 20 things anyways. Anyways, not the point.
Disclaimer at the beginning of the show.
Language disclaimer. If you don't like my language, I don't really fucking care. This is who I am.
They're sentence enhancers. That's what Patrick taught me when I was a kid.
Sentence
Emotional
enhancers.
communicators.
Yes.
I even escalated, or I even upped it a little bit this year on the Wheel of Destiny. Even our logo's in the middle now.
I love it. Okay. And MD, can we see a blank total bracket? Is that something we can see before we start?
We certainly can. Let me
looking at this wheel, man, there's a lot of big names in Third Flight.
The field is stacked completely. Okay, this is fantastic. We get to see the field of 64. Champ Flight is top left. First Flight is bottom left. Second Flight is top right. And Third Flight is bottom right.
And I will have these the flights zoomed in on so you can see them.
This is fantastic. You can see the more you keep winning, the more you keep playing against like handicaps within your flight. The consolation
It behooves you to win.
The consolation bracket is where it mixes and matches, where you drop in. So this bracket, when we draw names, for example, Third Flight, we're going to start there with Match 25, and the first name will be the top of Match 25. The second name will be the bottom of Match 25.
and we'll just go top to bottom. That's how it's going to fill in. So the first spin will play the second spin. The third spin will play the fourth spin, and so on through the entire bracket. MD, this is fabulous. I love the field tan camo color theme of the wheel.
Each wheel has its own color palette.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
I now when I say I sat in my office for 5 hours, I didn't work all the 5 hours. I was doing this. Willie Nichols had a question. Are we going to be off the range mats? We are. That is the anticipated.
Yep, that is the plan, to be on turf grass for at least tournament warm up. Maybe Saturday we'll start the day on mats. I'm not sure how Javi and the San Pedro team are going to manage that, but I know that we will be warming up on grass for the tournament. And fun fact, between the stoppage of open play and the start of tournament play, the maintenance crew will cut, mow, roll, and change cups, which I think is a fantastic new touch that the San Pedro maintenance crew is going to do for this tournament. So.
You are
That's
talking
amazing.
as slow as Dishman plays. Just
Whoa!
let's go. I have limited time.
I mean, even par, Dishman?
Well, again,
You
we
play
give yourself
fast and you
6
don't take
hours.
many strokes.
Okay, Wheel of Destiny. Travis left. I don't care. Wheel of Destiny.
I care.
Give us your first name.
Woo! The wheel is spinning.
Thank
Everybody
you.
just tuning
Will
in.
Nelson.
This is the live
I'm
San Pedro match
freaking
play, and the
out.
first name is Kevin Looney.
That's what I thought. Exactly what I thought.
I can confirm that Brad has won his bet, and I am paying him $450 right now.
Excellent. That's awesome. Kevin Looney is competing against
Willie Nelson.
Ernie Cannon.
Ernie Cannon.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
That is Kevin Looney, Ernie Cannon match to start the show. For those of you just tuning in, this is the San Pedro live bracket draw section. One of the most watched shows of the year live. MD is managing the wheel and the bracket. We are drawing Third Flight live. The next match is going to be. I love this. This is fantastic.
All right, there's big action on Willie Nelson here.
Yeah.
David Felsing.
He's
It's
gonna be
going
the
to be.
last one. David Felsing. There we go.
And
I mean, I
David
gotta die.
Felsing in match number 2 of Third Flight will be playing against.
I mean, statistically,
Oh, I'm gonna win a
it's
lot
gotta
of
be
money
Willie.
if this is not Willie Nelson. Come
It's
on,
gotta be Willie
MD.
Nelson.
I'm
a lot
thinking
of
Tim
money.
White. Tim
Not
White.
Willie Nelson.
Willie
Not
Nelson.
Willie
Oh,
Nelson.
come
Oh
on,
my
Willie.
God.
What are you doing?
Oh,
Yeah.
Parker Ricker.
Yes.
Parker Ricker, David Felsing.
Yes.
I don't know how Willie Nelson didn't get through.
I got that 450 back from Brad.
And
there,
we
so
are continuing on with the Third Flight
Double
here,
or
the
nothing.
Wheel of Destiny. The next match will feature
Greg Richter.
Greg Richter.
You mean Cedar Creek winning Greg Richter?
That is Victory Cookie Cedar Creek winner Greg Richter. Who's Greg going to play in the third match of Third Flight in the 2025 San Pedro match play? Willie Nelson?
There he is. There he is. Told you. Told you.
That is a cool match. That is fireworks waiting to happen.
And Willie's the one that's been doing the short, tall pictures, right?
Yeah,
When
Willie's
people.
been subbing in for pictures
Yeah,
for sure.
that's hilarious.
Yes. We are almost halfway through Third Flight. MD's flying now, picking up speed.
Let's go.
The next match is going to be Brad Haddon.
Yeah. Hello, Brad. I like it. Rooting for you.
I love it. Brad is a tour mainstay, has been around for years now.
Shoot, yeah.
Brad is going to play. This is the middle of the bracket now. We are deep in the heart of the Third Flight bracket. Kendall Murray, it looks like. There we go.
Woo. And is that an even 8-8?
8-8
Or-
strokes. I love no strokes in first
Yeah.
matchups. We are halfway through Third Flight. Brad, give us your analysis so far.
I mean, I don't know how it can get any better. I mean, these matches are. I mean, they're all going to be great. I can't wait to see them.
I love
Wow.
it. Halfway through third flight, going forward. MD, you're doing great.
Yeah, I know.
I wish I could be there to take bets on these matches, and I'm going to be.
I know that would be
Timmy
cool.
White.
There you go, my boy, Tim White.
Tim
Let's
White,
go.
that is former Masters champion. Tim White, actually current defending.
Put some
Masters
respect
champion,
on his
Tim White.
name.
I'm
Put
sorry.
some
was-
respect on his name.
Who was at
Timmy-
the Cedar Creek putting green practicing both Friday and Saturday that we were there.
Abs took a lesson during
Oh yeah.
tee-offs. Yeah, just intimidation factor. Timmy White
Yeah.
is going to be playing against Eugene
Oh.
Pavilion.
Sorry, Eugene. I think maybe Tim went pretty far last year in the match play. Maybe Eugene will be able to stop him.
I agree. Eugene is a national
You want to
partner,
bet on it?
so he is
I would.
certainly fun to watch.
I'll take
More than
10
halfway
to
through
50.
third flight. 6 names left. Match number
Oh.
6 will feature Charles Klein.
There he is.
Is he related to Calvin?
I believe so.
Okay. I wear his underwear.
I do. I don't.
Charles
No.
is or Calvin's?
Calvin.
And
Yes.
MD
Confirming.
is so good at running this show. He can jump in with the one-liners when they mean
Yes.
something. Mr.
Absolutely.
Klein will be playing
Rudy.
against.
Mile Peel.
Mike.
Damn it, Michael.
Oh,
That's Mike Peel. Mike Peel.
I'm a piece of
another
shit.
no strike.
That's Miles
Okay,
Teller,
he
actually.
likes Mile. I'm Mike by the mile is great.
He does like Mile. He just texted me that.
I love it.
Kyle.
He's like
All right,
escaping some
4
warrants.
names to
so-
go in third flight. MD, this is fantastic. I love this. 4 names to go.
I wish it was Peel on Peel.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be Alan Collins.
So there's a 6, 2 6s, a 5, and a
There's a
7.
5-6. There's a 5,
Yeah.
6, 7, and a
I
9
bet.
left on the wheel.
Match 7 of third flight will
This has to
feature
be-
Alan Collins playing against
Has to be Barrett.
Who is
Rudy
Oh,
Fuentes.
Okay, so that's the best outcome for competitiveness. There's a
I love
7
it.
versus a
I
5.
absolutely love it. Third flight is so stacked, everybody.
Yeah.
It's crazy. 2 names to go. The 8th match will feature Mark Peel against Barrett Hansen in the bottom right corner of the black bracket. MD is catching
That
up
toast looks amazing.
on typing. We love the Wheel of Names ad graphic.
We did not pay for premium, as you can tell.
Tour is on a budget.
We're on a budget. Wanted
We
to
are
keep
ballers
tournament
on a
entry
budget.
fees down.
But Rudy's also a good match play player, so that's gonna be a really good match.
I got good vibes about Ernie Cannon in this flight. I like that.
What a name, Cannon.
Rudy is certainly a force to be reckoned with. The Peel brothers. There we go. Here we go. I love it.
All I can say is Tim White knows his way through a bracket, so I wouldn't be surprised if Tim
Match
White-
third flight. Everybody just tuning in. This is the San Pedro Match Play Selection Show. We just concluded third flight. Third flight got to draw first. And from top to bottom, we have Kevin Looney versus Ernie Cannon, David Felsing versus Parker Rickert, Cedar Creek Flight Cookie winner Greg Richter versus Willie Nelson, Brad Haddon versus Kendall Murray, defending Net Masters champion Tim White versus Eugene Dehillian,
That's the match of the bracket.
Charles Klein versus Mike Peel, Alan Collins versus Rudy Fuentes. Watch that match. The winner of that match could go far. And then rounding up in the bottom right corner of the championship bracket for third flight, Mark Peel versus Barrett Hansen. That was awesome and really, really quick. Good job, MD. That's fantastic. Whoa, a colorful wheel for second flight. It reminds me of Jason's backdrop.
Yeah, Teletubbies.
It is certainly more
Look at the
aggressive.
names on this wheel: Chris
Palacios.
Palacios, Bernardo
Yeah.
Peggett, Dale
Dale
Sandbeavers,
Beaver.
Corey
Kevin
Lee
Anderson.
Frazier,
Get
Kevin
a name that's easier to
Tannerton.
spell. and
Ooh,
we'll-
I mean, his first name is already misspelled.
it'll be
That's
right on
right.
the.
We'll get it. We'll get it. It'll be spell checked before it gets
His
published.
name came misspelled
Live,
at birth.
live television is difficult.
Eugene saying,
I-
make sure. Eugene
You know what's
saying,
really
make sure
fun
it's
for me
spelled right on the
is people
selfie.
critiquing me while I'm doing
That's a
nice
trigger.
things.
That's a trigger for MD. You got a lot of
I
show left.
love
But-
triggering him.
But thank
No
you for
one-
watching. But thank you for watching.
And thank you for your feedback.
MD, if it makes you feel better, I have a fallen
Nothing
oak
makes me
tea
feel
right
better.
here. I got a fallen
Um,
oak tea right here, buddy.
I'm in my mind.
And they are the
I-
tall teas.
in my
That's
mind,
less spin.
I just lost $1,000 and I'm at the casino, but I'm heading to Fallen Oak.
Okay.
And,
Okay, I love Fallen.
Yeah.
Oak. Fallen Oak
okay.
fell to number 3 on my list.
Well, I mean,
Plummeted
It's
after
really
going to
big
Shadow Creek.
Ladies and gentlemen, just tuning in, we are a quarter of the way through the selection show for the San Pedro Match Play. Second flight is up next. This flight is super stacked. Brad Gilbert, any analysis about second flight before we start? I feel like we're way ahead of schedule now with how quick the wheel's going to go. So
Yeah.
we can stop and we got an hour and 2 minutes to go.
I mean, you can just close your eyes and point to this wheel, and I mean, you're probably going to pick a winner because, I mean, this is freaking stacked, man. I don't want to play
Roland
anybody.
De
On
Garza's
I
who
bet
I
you
closed
could-
my eyes.
I got
You can close your eyes and point your
200
finger at the wheel. You're going to find half of those
200.
people are going to be winners.
200 on Danny Puckett.
I want you to know that I've already sent the email to our graphics design committee about an alternative logo for the tour of a sand beaver.
Okay, Sand Beaver.
I mean,
All right.
I can't go against Charles Romero. I mean, he was my Greater Hill Country partner. I'm going Charles Romero on this one.
I got Danny Puckett.
Danny Puckett posts on Instagram of him hitting balls, so I have verified proof he practices. He's my winner.
Almost got
Danny
a
was
home
up in
run.
Austin. Danny was up in Austin playing the par 3 course.
Yeah.
I mean, I my money's on Danny Puckett doing some damage.
I'm gonna go with zero body fat longevity. I'm taking Scotty Williams in second place.
Well, but what if he gets too
Bottom
high?
half.
You can't go wrong in this one. I mean,
Well, but here's the thing. But
I agree.
strategically, if he has to play Sunday morning, it's cold, and he does not do well in cold.
What are you saying?
Good point. That's a good point. It's going to be chilly Sunday morning, so if he gets that 7 a.m. draw,
It's all about having some good strategery.
yeah. And in that case,
They're
with
not
it being
reserved.
cold, I'm gonna sub over to Charles Romero as well. I think the dramatic.
the wall-
Why are you going
Those
from
are
the
two
skinny
ends of the
guy to
spectrum.
bigger guy? I mean, what is happening here?
Without further ado, MD.
Second flight.
Oh shit. Okay, there we go.
Oh, TPC Wisconsin is gonna be amazing.
Scotty.
Can't wait. Kevin Lemo. Let's
Lee,
go.
second to
Oh,
none.
Lee going on tour travels mole.
Woo!
Who's Lee?
I don't know. There's one spot left for tour travels, and there's a couple people looking at it.
Who's Lee's first victim?
This is match number 1 of the second flight. Who will play Lee Mall?
Dale Beavers and Lee.
Oh,
Come on,
oh,
come on.
man, that's going to be a good match. That's going to be a really good match.
That is a matchup of the friendly people.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
That's a matchup of. I mean, Charles is going to have some good outfits too. I'm looking forward to this.
I want to watch every single one of these matches. I don't care who's playing who. Okay, Tim Price. And only 4s and 5s in this flight.
Yes, there's
Okay.
not a big separator here,
Just play them all straight up.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone should get pops on a par 3 course, but that's me.
Let's
Okay.
debate that.
Darren
Can we get some
Cormier.
comments on that? I would like to debate the merits of getting strokes on a par 3 course.
I'll tell you what, Darren Cormier. I missed the last couple spins, but Darren's got a chance. there's some interesting characters in this flight. There's maybe some match play strategy with some personality in this flight. There's Danny Puckett.
Danny Puckett.
All right, with that a match, Danny Puckett's playing.
So Sunday we're gonna have a 5 a.m. start.
7 a.m.
7 a.m. start.
Oh, okay.
Danny Puckett is playing Corey Frazier.
And Corey has to give him a pop.
Okay, all right, I'm back in it. Danny's playing Corey. I missed the match before, so we'll see that on the recap, I guess.
Oh my goodness, Danny and Corey.
Danny and Corey.
That's gonna be a good one.
That should be.
So rookie of the year, Corey Frazier. Is that?
That's rookie of the year, Corey Frazier.
No, I thought rookie of the year was Corey with no E.
We're not. Dale Beavers. There we go.
There's
There we
the
go.
Beaver.
Maybe.
Rolling.
You gotta wait.
It's your call.
The wheel of destiny said, "Fuck you."
Yeah, I love the wheel.
Everyone see that disclaimer at the start of the show?
The one that says
What
we can say
disclaimer?
fuck and you can just go
Yeah, the
away
one
if you
that
don't like
says
it.
There may be language not affiliated with the STX AM Tour in any way whatsoever.
I am
affiliated
not
with
affiliated with the
these
Amtor
nuts.
whatsoever.
Casey Graham
All
makes
right.
a good point. Casey Graham makes a good point. If you're in the wheel, you have a chance.
That is right. Anything can happen at San Pedro.
Yeah.
I like Stevens. Pops, yes, but everyone plays from the same tees. I agree.
Yeah, playing for
Yeah.
the Reds.
Okay, so playing Roland. And Evan Tennyson.
Oh,
Jermaine.
no, Jermaine. Oh,
Kevin.
nice.
That's a cool match.
That
It's a good match.
Yeah.
All right, halfway
Uh,
through, more than halfway through now. Is that right? No, exactly halfway through second flight. We are moving forward with the San Pedro selection show. Here we go. Next up, halfway through the second flight bracket, the top right side of our field of 64.
Jermaine.
There's the Beavers.
Dale Beavers. All right.
That's a victory cookie Cedar win and Dale Beavers to you, sir.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay, who's he playing? Let's see.
I think it's going to be Chris Palacios.
Chris Palacios.
Gotta be Jermaine.
Why does it gotta be Jermaine?
Oh!
Statistically speaking, it's gotta be Jermaine.
Oh, shut up.
Can someone explain them statistics to me?
I mean, I can. It
That's
literally gives.
That's gonna be a really good match.
I think that's going to be a really good match.
We can say it about
Um,
everything.
Continuing to work our way down. Second flight's bracket. 6 names left. 3 matches to go. Match number 6 of second flight features
Scotty
Scotty Williams
Scooter
For
Williams.
Charles Romero. I'm telling you, it's happening.
I think it's Fernando.
Charles Romero's name is coming next.
I think it's white belt Fernando.
Oh,
Beep, 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 beep,
Here we go,
beep.
Charles.
Chucky Romero.
That's Charles Romero versus Scotty Williams.
Don't let me down, Charles.
again,
No offense,
guys. It cannot. We can't rig this. The wheel is just. The wheel is fair. They just make
yeah,
good
we
guesses.
use this specifically because you can't trick it.
You
Yeah,
actually
I mean-
really can't. There's only one. I've only found one website that you could manipulate the wheel if you wanted to.
So
Uh,
that's why we use this one. It's
Is that
non-
wheelofnames.com?
Non-manipulatable, the exact same as the STX AM Tour handicap database.
Non-manipulatable.
Timmy Blunt
Fernando.
or Fernando Palos.
Ooh,
Dang.
Timmy Blunt.
Tim Blunt.
Charles
All right.
Romero, yeah. Listen, in this flight, Brad Gilbert picked you, and I picked your first round opponent, Scotty W. So
Yep.
the featured match so far,
South Texas match play member Tim Blunt. Who is he playing?
Timmy Blunt will play
Matchup Mayhem 2.0 executive producer Bernardo Pegas.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Bernardo and Danny Puckett in action today, interviewing Andrew Peterson, the CEO of The Trail. It was awesome. And the final match of Second Flight, the middle of the bracket, match number 8 in Second Flight, will feature Fernando Palos. He definitely placed at Cedar Creek for sure, Fernando Palos.
Yeah.
And the triumphant return to tour for Chris Palacios.
Nice.
This should be a great match right there. And again, you're exactly right. Toss a dart onto this board, and anybody can win. We are officially halfway through the San Pedro selection show. We are flying. We are making up so much time right now. Second Flight recap: Lee Mull versus Charles Clark, Timmy Price versus Darren Cormier, Danny Puckett versus Corey Frazier, Roland De La Garza versus Kevin Tennyson, Dale Beavers versus diehard member Jermaine Bowen, Scotty Williams versus Charles Tour Travels Romero, Tim Blunt versus Bernardo Pegas, and Fernando Palos versus Chris Palacios.
I'm gonna tell you right now, we're about to go to First Flight, and you want to talk about a stacked flight.
I mean, wow. Recap is cool.
Jason Bird, give us your quick thoughts so far on the right side of the bracket.
Let's pull that right side back up.
We are officially halfway through. Jason Bird, provide us with your analysis of the right side of the San Pedro Matchplay bracket.
I like Kevin Tennyson. It's going to depend on how much beer he drinks. So if I'm Roland, I get the wallet out, start buying some. When you got a shot.
That is professional caddy.
Brad Gilbert, same question to you. Looking for a little bit more in-depth analysis of the right side of the bracket.
All right.
That was pretty in-depth. That was good intel.
Yeah.
I like this person.
Yeah, I like.
Give him
So
beer.
I thought this would be funny. Is that Tim Blunt, Bernardo Pegasus, right? They play. Tim beats Bernardo. Then all of a sudden, Tim's coverage in the documentary Matchup Mayhem 2 gets reduced significantly.
Right.
That'd be funny.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, but no, like I said, man, every single match on this board, I mean, it's so competitive. I mean, almost every single one of those are straight up, I believe, if I saw that right. I want to win this thing, but man, thinking that having to go through any of these guys, it's going to be tough.
I think we could see Lee Mull walk down from the top of that bracket.
Yeah. I see Greg Richter coming out of third flight, and Tim Blunt coming out of second flight, and Charles Romero. I'm sorry, yeah, Charles Romero.
I like it.
What's that?
And we've got some.
Oh,
I think we've got some good battles. A couple of good names that we'll continue to watch. I mean, it. You guys know how it goes. You just got to show up and be ready to play. Make sure you show up with your best stuff, and we'll see what happens. I am looking forward to seeing how that plays out.
it's gonna be fun. Ooh, first flight.
First flight.
There was a handicap split drama to get into first flight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had a 3-way tie at 6.0 handicap on the break of champ and first flight.
Oh, geez. Okay, so we got two
Kevin
threes and four.
Davidson just nudged into first flight because Greg Keogh had a slightly lower handicap at the 4th decimal.
That's crazy.
I agree, and I think that's a really important note to comment on. is that those flights for this event and any other event, sometimes the handicap formula goes out several decimal points. And in this case, it split first flight to championship flight at the 4th decimal point between Kevin Davidson and Greg Keogh. So great job, Jason Bird, keeping track of all that stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
Moving on. First name on the wheel for first flight.
Willie Nichols.
There we go.
I don't know who Ty Willie Nichols is.
I don't either. It's that damn 4th decimal place. Greg Keogh's watching. Heck yeah. Willie Nichols, the first name drawn in the ultra competitive first flight. Who will Willie be playing?
That is Earthgrass Willie Nelson.
Willie's a 3.
Willie Nichols. I fucked that up.
It's gotta be Double D.
Dinoski?
Not even close.
That was
Ty
high.
Arnett.
Hi,
There we
Arnett.
go. It's gonna be a good match. Willie Nichols with a 1-stroke advantage.
Ty's a short game wizard, though.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Wizard.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that match. That's a good one. Again, this flight is so stacked. First flight,
Nick Lewis.
Nick Lewis.
Nick Lewis.
Special shout out to Nick Lewis and Austin Perryman. They helped me carry some stuff today at San Pedro that was awkward and heavy. And so shout out.
That is
Thank you
good
so-
guy, Nick Lewis.
I almost guarantee he's playing Austin Perryman.
Okay. Awesome. I love it.
That is your guess. We shall see.
That's my guess.
He just put action on it, so I'm hoping
And
it's
that-
not Austin Perryman.
Okay, well, okay then. Okay. So okay.
Kevin Davidson
Woo.
sneaking into first
Affiliation
place. We'll see.
P1, Kevin Davidson.
So I want to bring this up. Would you rather be Greg Keogh getting the most strokes in champ flight or Kevin Davidson with the lowest handicap?
I'd rather get the most strokes.
Well, there's 8
doesn't
people
matter.
with 2 strokes in champ flight, so it's
I
not
mean,
standalone.
Greg Keogh says that damn 4th decimal, but now he's just getting pops instead of giving pops.
That's true. That's true. And again, the goal is to stay up there in champ flight as long as you can. Match number
I
3
agree.
of first flight will feature
Dinoski Senior.
Senior.
Dang.
I love the acronym. That one took me a second.
Gonna be driving down from Dallas, I believe.
Yeah, coming in
Yeah,
from Dallas.
Let's see if
He's
maybe
playing his son.
DD
father-son
plays
action?
DDSR.
That would be awesome. Just like Jonathan and his wife.
Gregory Graff, maybe?
No, Kevin.
Oh, it's KK.
Jonathan and Sarah. Yeah.
Kevin King, Dennis Spinoski Sr., a couple seniors battling it out in the first
From the
round.
Red Tees.
It's gonna be a good one.
That should be a good match. Certainly
Okay.
neither one of them shy.
It's going to be a talkative.
Match number 4 of first flight will feature Timmy Smith.
All right.
Tim Smith, yep.
Who is his victim? Gotta be
Timmy Smith will be playing against David Thomas.
Oh, David Thomas.
David
Two-stroke
Thomas
victory.
getting 2 strokes on Tim Smith.
strokes.
Tim Smith
Oh.
getting the senior T5 percentage.
Wow.
We shall see.
That's gonna be tough.
I think David Thomas is so strong in the horse race,
Yeah.
coming out of the horse race. Next name to be drawn, Captain
There you go,
Kent.
Kent.
I think David Thomas is strong.
I think once you get the first fight, you get acronyms and nicknames. I love that. I love how that production value.
Your aspirations, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, these are all people. I mean, you know who it is.
I love it. I think it's great.
Everyone knows who it is.
I remember Kent beat me my first year in match play pretty good. And I was like, who the heck is this guy? But he's the coolest. Oh,
the best.
Roy Medina.
There we go.
Roy Medina. That's going to be a really good match. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but that's gonna be really good.
Yeah, your insights have been just top notch.
3 matches to go in first flight.
The best I can do.
I
Thank God you're good at golf.
think it's fantastic. All right. Match number 6 of first flight will feature Gregory Graff
Gregory
making
Graff.
his first flight match play debut, maybe?
I use this program and it saves. So when I opened it up this year to get this made, it had the list of everyone from last year in each flight. And it was very interesting because I was looking at third flight. I'm like, oh, there's a bunch of names that are going to be in second flight now. And then second flight to first flight. Greg Graff is one of those names. I was like,
And I love that. I love that so much. I think that's so cool to point out. Just really the credit to tournament golf making you better.
Heck yeah.
so Greg Graff will be playing.
Logan Armga.
Logan
Okay.
Armga.
Fun fact, Logan Armga got beat on the par 3 course today by Kevin Looney. Handily.
Oh,
You know what I
Straight
think
up.
about that match, MD?
Yes.
What do you think about that match?
I think it's gonna be a good one.
So
I just heard Logan's limping. It sounds like it's going to be a beatdown.
I'm sure he'll switch cast sleeves.
4
Yeah.
names to go. 4 names to go.
Dakota.
Dakota.
Oh,
Elder.
Dakota.
Without the mustache now, right? I think. I haven't seen the
It is
mustache.
babyface Dakota. That's correct.
Back in the
Babyface
stash.
Dakota.
We are almost through first flight. One more spin to find out who plays against Dakota Elbers in match number 7 of first flight.
I think it's Patrick.
I think it's going to be
Nope.
Dennis Danowski,
Who is
Yeah.
Patrick
which is Patrick Corbin.
Cronin?
Cronin?
Cronin.
Red number.
Patrick
Oh, my
Corbin
God.
is a picture for the Diamondbacks, right?
I believe so.
Yes, that's
Patrick
correct.
Cronin
Yes.
is in first flight of the San Pedro match play.
One of
Nice.
2 red numbers in the field.
Oh, that's cool. What
And
is
he
the
will
red
be
number
playing.
And here we go. Austin Perryman versus Patrick Cronin. Straight
We got to
up.
spin this for seeding.
That is the bottom left of the first
Flight bracket. Jason Bird, why don't you give us an analysis, and then Brad Gilbert, you have the match recap.
Well, listen, I think there's an intrigue there with the red number. Like, what are you going to get there? It's not a known commodity. It would make me nervous. I don't know about Austin, but it made me
Yeah.
nervous.
Yeah.
I hear Logan's limping from Travis, so maybe GG gets a win there, but maybe Logan has a little bit of pride, comes out there and beats the shit out of him. I don't know. But I think the match of that bracket is Kevin Keeney and Dennis Danowski Sr. I would like to mic that one up and record it.
Yeah.
I like Austin Perryman for it. I think coming out of the horse race, I think he's got a fire going.
Listen, I'm going to pick this whole bracket, and then I'll let Brad do the recap. I think Ty is going to run the top. I don't think Nick or David can keep up with Ty. I think David Thomas runs over Kevin Keeney, and then runs over Ty. And I think Roy and Captain is a good match. And I think Patrick and Austin down in the bottom is the unknown. But I got 2-time South Texas Match Play Challenge team member and horse race winner David Thomas coming out of first one.
Okay.
Well,
That is-
my recap is I think all these matches are going to be good. I really do.
Thank you, sir.
I'm willing to bet
I'm just
half
kidding.
of those guys are going to win.
I'm just kidding.
What a hedge.
So I've been playing a lot of golf lately with both Nick Lewis and Austin Perryman. We've already talked about it, but I'd like to see that they're on the opposite side of this bracket because I really feel that I know Austin shot 1 under at San Pedro not too long ago, so he's playing really well. I wouldn't be surprised.
Didn't
if
you
we
shoot
see-
even at Cedar the other day?
I did, yeah, but it's not about me, MD.
No.
Was it the tournament?
Practice doesn't mean-
Casey's
Well,
correct in
practice
the
means
comments.
nothing.
David Thomas is a 2-time team member, and the year he won the horse race was 2023. He was last on the team, first out of the horse race in 2024, right? So,
Yeah.
Casey, just clarifying
After
He
all that
owes Art
math.
Mesa. a lot.
2-time team member, 1-time horse
Correct.
race winner.
And he had a hell
Yes.
of a caddy both of those horse races. But I would not be surprised to see Nick Lewis and Austin Perryman fighting it out for first flight. But again, it's freaking stacked. I mean, I agree with Ty. I think Nick takes Ty down. I mean, Kevin Keeney. I can't even pick. I mean, I don't even know. I just feel like
It's so good, and you're right. It's so stacked and it's so tight.
yeah.
We're looking at the first flight recap from the live bracket draw from the Wheel of Destiny for the 2025 San Pedro triple points double elimination match play. First flight match recap: Willie Nichols versus Ty Arnett, toss up. Nick Lewis versus Kevin Davidson, toss up. Although Brad leans one way there. Dennis Danowski Sr. versus Kevin Keeney. Just acronyms everywhere in that group, right? I love that. Timmy Smith versus David Thomas, maybe the featured match of the first round. Captain Kent Simnett versus, where was it? 2-time Northeast School District champion Roy Medina. I saw that in the comments from Jeff Warren. I love that. The
That's
more
awesome.
Jeff Warren is in the comments, the more victory cookies he wins. Greg Graff versus Logan Armga could be so good for weird reasons. Dakota Elbers versus Dennis Danowski, and Patrick Cronin versus Austin Perryman down there at the bottom to round it out. Austin maybe is Brad's pick. Brad?
I think I'm going to
Austin's
lean
my
toward
pick.
Austin. Yeah. Then I'll go Nick Lewis then, because I know it's going to be the two of them, I think.
Everybody, thank you for tuning in and watching with us. This is one of the most watched live shows of the year. Shout out to the podcast staff here. I was a little tardy to today's show, but MD, Brad, and Jason Bird. My name's Travis Salkowski. Casey Graham in the comments providing historical analysis for today's live bracket draw. The San Pedro match play is so fun. It's so many points. And Jason, as the only person on the screen to win back-to-back victory cookies for this tournament, before we draw Champ Flight, can you just give the viewers some insight on the longevity that it takes to win this event?
Yeah, I mean, I started preparing for this event 8 weeks out. My endurance training on the treadmill and the weight room, getting on the elliptical and the treadmill. It's tough, you know. It's like training for a marathon. I can't do it anymore.
That's good. That's good. Let's focus less on the prep and more how you handle the day of.
You have
Jesus.
to. You have to. Honestly, you have to pace yourself. I learned that you just gotta not hit balls. That's my advice. Is everyone I
Practice as
saw.
little as possible on the driving range that day.
Yeah, because you get unlimited balls, and so, or there's effectively unlimited balls. You get like a large, but there's just balls everywhere.
You know what
It's the people who go out and hit tons of balls, I notice, tend to lose.
I think there's also something here that we haven't talked about. We're usually starting on a Friday, which means the first, maybe the first half the day, that night is in the twilight. We've got some time before the lights kick on. But we're going to get to play a lot of golf without being in the dark, and that's going to be, I think, something to consider as well.
I certainly
I
love
struggle
that.
playing at night.
The
struggle in the
transition
lights.
from light to dark, especially for anybody. I was going to age profile seniors there, but I was going to say I'm looking at MD, and he's 21 years old, and if he takes his glasses off, he couldn't see the computer screen.
I could not.
Right? So the lights at San Pedro, right at twilight, from sunlight to under the lights, is a tough transition point. MD, how do you deal with that? And how could somebody who's worried about that prepare for it?
So I usually kind of make the adjustment just by losing.
It's a great adjustment.
No, I mean, I think so. Usually that's my most stressful time. Like I hate knowing I'm going into night. And I think I had to play I won 2 rounds in the dark last year. So
I stopped saying it, Jeffrey Warren. I stopped saying it.
But I mean, that transition in the dark, I think is,
we need to cut that. MD saying transition in the dark needs to be used somewhere in the future. Cut that. That's great. Okay,
I think you just kind of gotta, like, I'm very aware of the shadows. Like, I'm constantly like, okay, if I gotta miss over here because I know my shadow won't be bothering me if I miss on this side or if I'm in this area.
Casey made a good comment.
My depth perception gets so messed up though, and it gets so bad.
Casey's wearing a headlamp.
Casey made a comment about wearing a hat with a light on it. So that would be against the rules of golf.
I think
and against the rules of style.
Yeah, well, maybe a little bit as well. But I definitely think the hat.
The hat gets taken off.
The hat at night too. For sure. The hardest part in the dark is putting. Tee shots didn't change.
Steve,
you know what club you hit?
Completely
the previous round.
Completely reversed for me.
Really?
Because you can't see the depth of the ball.
My depth perception gets so thrown off that I struggle to make consistent contact. Taking a full swing in the dark. Putting for me is substantially easier.
I love that. And last question for Brad. What advice do you have if you go down in the first match and you look at if you look at the consolation bracket and you start counting and that number's 13 in a row, right? And someone's doing it, right?
Yeah,
someone's doing it. Someone is losing in the first round and running the table. Like, that is a possible outcome, right?
For
and
sure.
it has happened before. What is your advice to stay in it or to come back? Because that's a tough draw. There's such a difference between winning and losing that first match and staying up in your flight and going down to who knows what.
Yeah, losers bracket, you're given 7. You stay in the winner's side, you're playing even most of your matches. It is very tough to come out of the consolation or the losers bracket. I've done it both ways, and I do not recommend coming out of the losers bracket.
Yeah,
I'd like to point out that I said Brad, not Bird.
It's okay.
But what Bird said.
I love it. I think it's great. I just want to make sure that I.
But I mean, basically, it's you can get overwhelmed, like he said, thinking about how much golf you have to play. So it has to be one shot at a time. I mean, that's all there is to it.
I mean, I think you have to just go out there and have that mindset of, this guy's in the same position as me. Who's going to play? Who's not going to play nervous golf?
Yeah, exactly. You've got literally.
Casey's right. Plan on hanging out, right? Because it is rapid fire and it gets quick, right? Plan ahead, hydrate ahead, plan your meals. That list gets rapid fire quick on Sunday morning.
Yeah. All right. Shall we kick off Champ Flight?
I think we're doing great on time. Any questions from the audience before we get to the final bracket, the top left bracket for
How
everybody?
is BG getting 2 strokes after making 5 birdies?
For
at Cedar
everybody
Creek?
that's just tuning in,
Because all the
All
boats.
birdies.
this is the live San Pedro drawing selection show. We have drawn second flight, third flight, and first flight. Not in that order, but the matches are drawn. This will be posted live on the website tomorrow, and a second notice to players will be going out Thursday evening or Friday early. But lots of time in the day on Saturday with a 2:30, 3 o'clock start. Some afternoon maintenance, holes changing in between open play, San Pedro putting surfaces getting rolled in between open play and the first tournament time. Really looking forward to the late start on Saturday and no open play on Sunday.
How many people? How many of the 64 will be playing a practice round on Saturday morning?
That is well within the rules of golf. That is well within the rules of golf. Please note the whole locations will change, but by all means, practicing on a match play course is certainly legal according to the rules of golf. I think that's awesome strategy, especially if somebody's going to be there all day. Planning their groove, the longevity of it's great. I'm really excited. Really excited to hang out at San Pedro. This is one of my favorite events.
I'm looking forward to pulling an early Kyle Doolittle and not giving anyone any putt from any distance.
I love that strat. I love
Never
that strategy. Okay, before we go, Champ Flight, MD, final thoughts on this event, whether it's the bracket or advice or something. Final thoughts before we go to Champ Flight.
I mean, I think honestly, if you're practicing this week, don't worry about your driver. Don't worry about your woods. Focus on your wedges. Focus on your short irons. Do not put effort into any of those woods, even though you're thinking you're out there practicing.
Practice your driver.
Go, practice some different shots. We all know, you can miss the green out there pretty easy. The chipping out there, and the elevations of, chipping down below to a higher green. Go practice those shots. Go practice some bump and run shots.
High
Be
flops.
kind of, the high. No, in some cases, high flop for sure.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly what I was doing out there today. I had my 50 degree and I was practicing just bumping it into the hill and letting it run up. And just trying to get that kind of shot because it's
short game practice for MD. Leave the driver in the bag. Same question, Brad Gilbert.
Yeah, I'm actually going to play Riverside Saturday morning, so that's going to be my warm up.
I love it.
That's
great.
Are you going to walk too?
Final thoughts and analysis, Jason Bird.
I want to know how MD and BG get acronyms and on this wheel, but Gerimolo and Via Senor and Jolly Shackelford couldn't.
Because I don't refer to them as like.
I agree. I agree that sometimes it's a little earned. But MD would get it no matter what. BG probably not. But
yeah, for sure.
We would get Jolly.
Fun fact. This wheel is stacked. Every match is going to be good. I'm super looking forward to it. Thank you, everybody, for watching tonight. MD, take us away. Championship Flight, San Pedro, top left of the bracket, the #1 overall seed in the 2025 San Pedro Match Play, coming in on Southwest Airlines from Dallas. Marshall
Via Senor. He was in the 3-way tie at 6 handicap, and now he's the #1 seed of Champ Flight.
Dang.
And featured
talk about a glow up.
Marshall Via Senor in match #1 of Championship Flight, San Pedro triple points match play. Marshall Via Senor versus Jolly Shackelford.
Just gonna get all these long names out real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Please give MD a second while he types the two longest names in the field.
And let's see if he spells Shackelford right.
It did.
What tears me up most is having to beat anyone on this list. I mean, I like everyone on this wheel.
I hate them all.
That's a great marketing strategy. It doesn't work everywhere, but it works here.
I think
Match
BG
number
is the
2,
favorite in all matches.
championship flight of the San Pedro match play
Just
will
because that's
feature.
Yeah. Keo. Yeah.
Oh,
What a
That is
tough
A16
competitor.
Greg Keogh.
What a
Getting
tough
the most
competitor in
pops.
match play.
I think he's
Getting
getting
the-
Bart Wilson here. I think we're getting a
Well,
Bart
he's tied
Wilson
for the
right here.
most pops.
I would love to see Bart Wilson right here.
Ooh,
I think he's getting Bart Wilson right here.
that'd be a hell of a match.
No,
Oh,
he's
there
getting
we go.
Bart Wilson.
There we go.
Ramirez.
Straight up.
Straight up.
In this flight on this wheel, if you are Greg Keogh, that's a good spin for you.
Yeah.
That's
You think
As
so?
a
Ruben brings it when he brings it, and that's a good draw for Greg and a good draw for Ruben. That's a even up match. I like it.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good.
You don't think he'd have preferred to get like the 0?
No, absolutely not.
No, yeah.
Interesting.
No, absolutely not. No offense to Ruben there.
Sean?
Match number 3.
Mr.
The
Vidal.
Sean
Let's go.
Vidal.
I'd like to see Sean start getting the goat emoji next to his name.
Production value is low here.
He's definitely earned it.
Match number 3, the GOAT versus. This is awesome.
Oh,
That is
dang.
Cherivolo.
Now what do you say, Stephen Evans? What's your prediction now? He had Jeremy Jaramillo.
I
flight.
love that. Sean Vidal, Jeremy
From the
Hartnell
senior teams.
right there. I think that is
That's-
a trick and will be silent, right? It'll be silent and intense from the walk from the patio to number 1 tee.
I want to watch that.
Jeremy's gonna rent a cart.
All right.
Casey.
Over under 5.5 on that, Casey. Taking odds.
Oh,
Weston
Weston.
Irie.
all right. Let's go, Weston.
Next match features Weston Irie. Tour travels back to back. Weston Irie.
Going to Whistling Straits.
Played
Walking the
like
fairways with
Jump.
Jay Bird.
Bart Wilson.
Bart.
Oh,
Oh, yes, sir.
Bart
Got
Wilson.
Bart.
Weston
Okay.
Irie.
Hell yeah.
Woo. It's going to be a good one, too.
Bart's tough. Bart's tough, dude.
Doesn't make much mistakes. Doesn't make many
I
mistakes.
know.
Here we
dude.
go.
Bart's
The
tough.
last 0 comes off the board. The
Cody
top
Mike
half
Show.
of championship flight bracket is stacked.
MD,
A lot of
better not
straight
be
up
me
matches
either.
up there.
If you are a 2 handicap on the top of Champ Flight's bracket, wow. MD, can we see the bracket so far before you spin? Can you do that?
Greg Keogh, it's got problems.
That's what I want to point out. Greg Keogh is in the middle of Murder's Row right
Oh,
there.
my goodness.
Wow.
that is
Ow.
it's not a fun place to be.
Wow. That is strong. And I apologize. Dustin Weldon is the top half of the bottom section of Champ Flight. So
Yeah, one more.
I thought that was one more match up there.
No.
Still,
So,
Still praise. You know who's feeling good right now? Dustin Weldon.
PG,
oh,
PG.
Dustin
Statistically-
Weldon, the lone 0 on the bottom half.
He's gonna get BG right here.
statistically speaking, it has to be MD. I hope it's MD. Don't be
I
me.
hope it's empty. No one wants BW.
Son of a gun.
BG got him.
Son of a gun.
open your mouth. That's what you get.
Yep. All right. Well, if you want to beat the best, you got to play the best. So,
That's right.
Let's go.
That's right.
All right, we've got some names left.
We are 6 names on the wheel left, 3 matches to go. The drama is high. Wow. Thanks to everybody for watching. Hunter John.
Here we go.
The next name selected on the Wheel of Destiny for Champ Flight.
Oh, is it going to be the defending champion, Andre Ramirez?
I think he's getting graham cracker
I
here.
think this is where Casey's name comes off,
Okay.
right? Hunter
Getting
John.
graham cracker.
No.
Oh, we got Mark Chucheski.
Here we go.
Hunter
Coochie.
John,
Let's go.
Mark Kacheski. That is a fantastic match.
Oh my God, we're getting MD and
Super
Casey.
good dudes. Wow, man. That's
We're
going to
getting
be a
MD
good
and
match.
Casey. I'm taking an early flight home to watch it.
And Alex versus Andre and MD versus Casey.
Oh,
That is
damn.
what-
That'd be awesome.
Don't even spin it. Don't
Don't
even
even
spin
spin
it.
it. Let's just make
Call
it.
Make it
Let's
happen.
just call it. Meant to
Make
be.
it happen.
I don't even
It'll
want to
happen.
spin.
It'll happen. It will
Casey
happen.
getting a stroke from MD. Hell yeah.
Here it is.
Oh,
I love it.
Casey, all right.
Right
Here
now.
we go.
It's happening right now.
Oh man, if this is MD.
And this is going to be MD. This is going to be amazing. And then the bottom of the bracket's going to be Andre versus waiting list entry Alex Pizarro. That is how this is going to happen.
Oh my goodness.
This is it. The spin of the night.
Oh yeah!
MD. Oh my God.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
First
hilarious.
round match, everybody. And the bottom of the bracket is
Yes.
defending champion Andre Ramirez versus his best ball team playing partner, Alex Pizarro.
That's crazy.
Fireworks on the top of the champ flight bracket.
Oh my God. We're doing
Fireworks on the
foursomes.
bottom of the champ flight bracket. Do you know who's feeling good is Dustin Weldon, and you know who's looking at that bracket and going, "Holy shit!" is Ruben Ramirez and Greg Keogh. Wow.
Oh, man.
Let's give MD a chance to type this up, and then Brad Gilbert, give us your champ flight rundown and what you think is going to happen here. Wow, we've got 15 minutes to go on this show, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Wow, that was awesome. Brad Gilbert, tell us what you see.
So I think just start from the top. I think Jolly played really great at Munster Day, and he was striking the ball really well. I can see him getting through. Keogh and Ruben, man, I played against Keogh in match play before. A very tough competitor. I only played Ruben in stroke play, but I know he's a tough competitor as well. I probably have to edge toward Keogh there. Vidal and Jaramillo is a freaking toss-up. I think. I played Jeremy a couple times in the match play, and I don't want to play him again, so I'm gonna call Sean there. Weston and Bart, it's just tough. I think Bart just edges them, even with the 2-stroke disadvantage. Dustin doesn't stand a chance against BG. Hunter John, and Mark, that's gonna be a really good match. I think Coochie takes it.
Coochie.
Yeah. CG, remind me. Yeah, Casey Graham and MD. Dang, man, I gotta go with MD.
Right? You got to pick MD, right? We're still got
no, he doesn't have to.
I
He doesn't
so
have
want to
It's
pick
perfect.
Casey, but I have to go with MD.
No, you can pick whoever you want.
No, I'm rooting for you. I want me and you in that second round.
Yeah.
And then
I think we're going to get Bernardo Pegas and Danny Puckett, who don't tee off for at least an hour after Casey and MD to film the first couple holes of that match. I think that could be electric.
That would be awesome.
Listen,
Yes,
I-
for sure.
And then Brad, your last match. I'm so sorry.
No,
And then
you're good.
And then you're a winner.
You're good. I think Andre, such a good match play competitor. I think he takes it, and I think that's how the first round goes. Yeah.
And then tell us who comes out of champ flight for you. And if you're going to pick yourself, we respect you. But task force runs on stats and numbers. So
Yeah.
he can't pick himself. You can't put him on the spot like that.
No, for sure not me. Out of the winners bracket, man, I'm gonna take Andre again. I think I'm gonna take Andre. I mean, he's
I'm
proven
back.
himself.
Oh, a back-to-back prediction.
Wait,
He's
did
proven
Andre
himself.
win champ flight last year?
He won. I think he went through the winners
First
bracket.
place.
Yep.
First
Oh
flight.
yeah, first flight. That's true.
All
But he
right.
ran,
First fight.
Have ran the numbers, and I am taking Casey Graham to go back to back at a champ flight.
Woo!
damn,
Casey
okay.
Graham for Jason Bird.
MD, tell us what you see here in Champ Flight.
I mean, like we said, I'm
Ooh.
glad I'm not in the top half.
Yeah.
But the bottom half, I mean, I all good golfers. I'm gonna sit here and say I'm not. There's no chance I'm not. There's no chance I'm winning if I don't say I'm gonna win. I have to believe in myself. I'm gonna say me. I'm gonna
That's
be.
right.
I'm gonna.
Tiger Woods does not get up and say,
I
"I'm
don't.
gonna
I
go
don't
play
come to tournaments to
second."
lose.
I mean,
Like-
there is a 15 out of 16 chance that you are going to be a loser in that bracket.
I've been known to be a good wedge player. Again, I think it's all about short game here, and I think that's where you got to be. And there's plenty of people here
That's
that
not referencing height.
There's plenty of people here that can pound the ball, but
Can you scroll down to first flight for me for just a
Yeah.
second, one more time? Okay, and then scroll to the right side. I'm putting together a final four.
Yeah, I got my final four right now.
Okay, I got
in
it.
the winners bracket. I got mine.
Who's that top name up there in second flight?
Lee Mole.
Oh yeah, okay. Copy that. Okay,
I got my final four. Jason Bird, let's start with you. Your final four in the winners bracket predictions. We got 10 minutes left.
Yes.
Jason Bird, let's start with your final four.
Bring it down to the lower right corner. We'll start with third flight. and
Third
we'll
flighter
go-
people too. Jason Bird.
They
Who comes
are
out of
people
third flight?
too.
third flight lives matter.
Yes, I agree that third flight lives matter.
Let's all do third flight together right here. Jason Bird, you go.
I have Tim White coming out of this one.
Woo! MD.
I like David Felsing.
Awesome
I
pick.
love David
Brad
Felsing.
Gilbert.
First one to the
Yeah.
tour travel every year.
I mean, I was leaning toward Tim White, but man, I just saw Greg Richter's name again, and I think I'm going with Greg Richter.
I also have Greg Richter.
So we got a David Felsing, two Greg Richters, and a Tim White. Fantastic flight down there, third flighters. Thank you for watching all night long. Up
I need
to,
like Steve Evans to keep track of all this.
up to
prediction
the
stuff.
top right corner of the bracket, which is the flight
Of the second.
Yes.
Let's start with Brad Gilbert. Brad Gilbert,
EG.
who is coming out of second flight.
I'm sticking with Charles Romero.
Charles Romero.
Romero.
MD, who do you got?
I got Danny Puckett.
Danny Puckett. Jason Bird.
I also have Tanny Duckett coming out of this one.
I love that. I got Dale Beavers playing good golf right now. I got Dale Beavers.
None of those will be a surprise.
No, you're exactly right. The flight is so stacked. First flight down here. My pick is pretty known. I've been tooting his horn all night. I'm taking David Thomas.
I'm taking man, it's gonna be tight. Nick Lewis. I'm going Nick
Nick
Lewis.
Lewis.
MD, first flight. Who you got?
Austin Perryman.
Austin Perryman down there at the bottom of the bracket. Jason Bird.
I'm going to go with Patrick Cronin.
I love the new pick. I love that. It's shrouded in mystery. And champ flight, Jason Bird, your champ flighter. You said earlier, Casey Graham back
Casey
to back. Are
Graham,
you
back
sticking
to
with it?
back champ flight bracket winner, Casey Graham.
I love it. We are looking at 3 champ flighters right here on the screen. Jason Bird not in the field though, but a champ flighter at heart. MD, who is coming out of the championship flight?
You know what? I believe in you, Keo. I believe in you.
Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good pick.
Fantastic pick.
It's a good pick.
Fantastic pick. It wouldn't be the first time. He has come out.
And that's without me saying me. I believe I am, but for
Political
for
purposes.
content and just for general purpose of
For the
it all,
clicks.
I'm gonna say Keo is my second choice.
Brad Gilbert, your choice.
I mean, it's so tough to repeat. You got a target on your back. I know I mentioned Andre before when we were talking about it, but I'm going with Coochie, who I believe 2 years ago was in the semifinal match.
I
right?
love the Kacheski pick right
So
there.
Mark Kacheski.
I'm gonna take the cop out. I would like to add a match play victory cookie to Sean Vidal's Hall of Fame wall. I got Sean Vidal in Champ Flight. I got Sean Vidal versus David Thomas. I got Sean Vidal beating David Thomas. And then I got David Thomas coming back up from the consolation bracket and winning the San Pedro match play.
The fuck out of here, Kevin. Jesus.
But thank you for watching.
Woo!
But yeah, thank you for watching.
Woo! MD, great job. Super awesome on the wheel. Super awesome on the bracket entry. Really, really cool way to do this show. Jason Bird, confirm if I'm right or tell me if I'm wrong here. But that is hands down the most watched live show that we've had in a hot sec.
Yeah.
It's certainly up there.
It definitely registered pretty high.
Fantastic job, everybody, tonight. Really, 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 really cool analysis and commentary from Brad Gilbert and Jason Bird all night long. Super thrilled to hear their in-depth insights and statistical analysis. Bart Wilson, thank you for tuning in. Champ Flight engagement when Bart is in the room is 250% through the roof. I love it.
Oh, good question.
I think certainly the more MD keeps winning, the more Facebook Live stuff we'll be doing for sure.
There's a very likely chance at the moment I'm out. I'm home.
Listen, ambassador involvement and engagement from ambassadors that are not in the field is always wonderful. And Steven did such a great job commentating the horse race the last couple years.
Yeah,
Anybody watching that wants Steven Evans to come to San Pedro on Sunday afternoon and commentate the last championship matches on Facebook Live, this is your chance in the comments. This is the chance in your comments right now. Steven, how many comments do we need to get you to come do that, Steven?
We'll
I think he'll do it for $50.
His voice is majestic.
Read me
While we
bedtime
do
stories.
we have 6 minutes left, Travis. I do also want to very quickly also call out. Obviously, he can come Sunday after work. That might work. This may work.
I would love that. That'd be terrific.
We have a couple of minutes left. The other thing I want to talk about, obviously super exciting. We've got all this going on. Match play is going to be fantastic, but also looking ahead, and we cannot talk about it enough, is Matchup Mayhem and our kind of.
Yes, absolutely. March 1st. March 1st, mark your calendars. It could be an all-day event for you. If you'd like it to be, it'll be an all-day event for everybody on the screen. So come hang out with us. It's MD's birthday. Callaway Club Fitting, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Tour exclusive fitting experience. The only place to get the link to sign up for your free, how else can I say free? Complimentary club fitting is in the STX Am Tour weekly newsletter, which came out 30 minutes before this show started tonight. So you all have it for sure. Callaway Club Fitting, the same time on the simulator, closest to the pin games, and the world premiere of the new 18-hole putting course at San Pedro with Putt Mayhem, aces only, big prizes. Going to be super fun. And then what everybody's waiting for,
as the sun sets at San Pedro driving range. I love Brett. Brad got me fired up with some of his writing in promotional material this week. As the sun sets on March 1st, Matchup Mayhem Volume 2 will go on the big screen. Set your calendars. It's going to be an event to remember. Come hang out. Come hang out with the tour. The documentary on the South Texas Matchplay Challenge put on by Global Fairway Logistics is world class. Brad, your comments on March 1st. You're part of the executive committee. We got a couple minutes left. Let's go around the horn on March 1st, and MD, you wrap it up.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Man, a few words. I see you.
Seems
taking
like
my
a
spot.
bird sucked at this.
I seriously cannot wait to see this documentary. I know Matchup Mayhem Volume 1 was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And they just took it to the next level with 2, I'm sure. So I cannot wait to just hang out all day and spend some time and watch this freaking documentary. It's going to be exciting.
Craft.
Guys, I can't tell you enough. It's going to be so cool. It's MD's birthday, the putting course, Matchup Mayhem, San Pedro, food and beverage promotions all week long, or all day long. Long drive contest on TrackMan in the Callaway booth. The putting course is awesome. I've putted the first couple holes with MD the other day. We're hoping to have Philip Tortino, the putting course designer, on the podcast in 2 weeks to talk about it. But Matchup Mayhem 2.0 is going to be on fire. It's going to be awesome. A totally different emotional tour experience. Shout out to Javi Garcia. Shout out to Andrew Peterson and Danny Puckett and Bernardo Pegas. Thank you so much for the quality interview tonight. Andrew had a long day, and he gave time to the Matchup Mayhem documentary tonight. So thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Jason Bird, Matchup Mayhem thoughts, 30 seconds.
Yeah, you know, it's a labor of love for us. So that culmination every year of the tournament, and then the now 2 years in a row with the film coming out, it's almost emotional for us. So I'm excited. I'm excited to be there. I'm excited to see the finished film, and I'm excited to see it on the projector out on the patio.
Woo! I'm so
Yep.
excited.
Guys, such a cool night. We used up just about every second of the 2 hours. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. First or second notice of players will be out latest Friday. Go on the website for any and all information. We're going to have events opening up as well, and go check out Facebook for our first highlight reel of the year for the South Texas Matchplay Challenge, as well as the trailer that is going to be playing here as soon as we sign off for the night. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Gentlemen on the screen, couldn't do it without you. Love you.
Cool show,
and
everybody.
we will see you guys Saturday, 2:30. And everyone have a good rest of your evening. Good night, everyone.
Woo! Thanks for watching, Joe.
This is probably the biggest golf event that I've ever partaked in. I've been around golf my entire life, and this is probably the most fun that I've ever had in my life playing golf.
I just kind of told myself, just go out there, play your game. I want to come in and be better than I was last year. Whatever happens, happens. I love playing with these guys. I've met a lot of new friends. It's just kind of wild.
You know what? I got to be honest. This morning when I left in my uniform, my wife was waiting for me to say goodbye, and I got a little emotional. I worked really hard to make this team, and to actually now have it be the day, and all the emotions kind of hit me as getting ready to walk out the door.
So they say the pressure is a privilege. All this is a privilege, right? You work so hard to do this. So you gotta just play golf. Take breaths, have fun, enjoy the moment.
There we go.
Started playing on this tour since maybe 2017. It's been a long way coming for me because it's my first time making the team.
Match play is just such a fun format, and you don't get that throughout the year.
You know, I love match play. I love playing against, you know, head to head with people. So this event is definitely my favorite one.
Riverside is the first course that I played on back in 1973 or 74.
Probably the best I've seen those greens in, 40 years.
I'm happy with the design. I hope it plays as hard as it can play, to be honest.
Course is in great shape. Lots of grass everywhere. You get in trouble, you're in trouble. It's good stuff.
We play all year long for moments like this. There's still a lot to play, but every point matters right now.